Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 25. So this is the finale of this season. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. I have a feeling we're going to be jumping back to the kids at least like right away or halfway through the episode or something. And kind of wrapping up with the heroes, before the end of this season. But I wonder if we are going to see more of the villains, or was last episode like, alright, like the paranormal liberation front has been created, and now and that's it. That's how we get to the point where we see him getting whatever power from the doctor. So it'll be like, you're all caught up. So either way, I'm excited to see how this season wraps up and all that. So yeah, without further ado, guys, I say we just jump into it, see what happens, and we'll talk about it after. So let's get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. We'll do what we want. Oh shit, Hawks is there. Ooh. What? Fucking what? There's no way he's... There's no way he actually killed him. That was friggin'... Ugh. That was best genus, though. So he was in that bag that he was carrying. Jesus. Hmm. Interesting. Shit. Damn. Yeah. It's pretty messed up. Jeez. Alright. Yep, we've heard that before. Interesting. Oh god. 4 months. Jesus, that's an image. Interesting. Oh, shit. Opening time. Well, damn. Clean my glasses real fast here. So power that even All For One wasn't able to fully attain, it seems like. Didn't quite go the way he wanted. Interesting. So this doctor was like the one that coined the idea of quirk singularity, but people didn't listen, but All For One did. Interesting. Because we've had other characters talk about it, like while, like the quirk singularity doomsday theory or whatever, we had that one guy from Shiketsu High, that the meatball guy, mention it and stuff like that. So I wonder if all that stems from like some research that this doctor did, but maybe he was, you know, laughed out of the field, and that's how he ended up with All For One, you know? Interesting. The present! We're back! Huh. Oh shit! We are the Skynet of this world! Those freaking robots. Nice. Nemo Saber! Nice, so they're showing off their moves. Nice! Refracting. Cool. It's Judgment Day! Oh shit! What?! She like covered herself in it? That's pretty cool. Nice. Nice. Cool. Oh. Oh, he looks cool. Chart number 13. Improving search skills. Nice. Yeah, we saw some of these, like, group ups. Ooh, nice. Cool. Team Lurkers. Ida. It's so nice to be with our heroes again. I loved that villain arc, but I miss these guys. Hey, he got over his fear of bugs, maybe? He was doing some flies. Nice. Yep. Currently absent, yep. Because he's deep in it, man. Feckum. Nice. Hey. Awesome. That's cool. I like how she can use her tongue to move Uraraka around, and Uraraka has the grapple and everything. Oh. He looks cool. Endeavor. They didn't mention Juan! Yeah, here he is. Here's our boy. Oh, we've come so far. Hey, the black whips. Nice. Oh. Nice. Pulled them all together and then kicked right through them. Oh. The High Deep Blue Sky. Interesting episode title. Yeah. True. Nice. Tuh. Nice. Love. We haven't seen these two since the Kurogiri business. Jeez. Oh. What's up with Larry? Oh no, her horn. Her power. Oh. Nap room. Ooh. So he couldn't figure out all of them, but does that mean he got some of them? Are we gonna find out what some of the other powers are, or are we not gonna find out yet? Okay. Fight. Excuse me. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so this is the Black Whip guy, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, they probably had to work at it, you know? Damn. Hmm. Yeah. Shit. They all died young. Float. What? Ooh. Nana Shimura's quirk. I was wondering if she had a power. What? Oh, fucking Bakugo. God damn it. Float, huh? It's not fly, it's float. God damn it, Bakugo. Jesus. He's unshakable. That face, Jesus Christ. House arrest, boys. I want to know more about Float. Huh. Your sister would cry if she saw this. Frickin' Bakugo. Wait. Did I just see that right? Hold on. Or are my eyes fucking with me? Did she just make that dish invisible? I might be crazy. I need to go back and look at that. Friggin' Dark Shadow. Yeah. Thinking back on how far we've come. Midoriya. The Ponzu. Oh. Oh. A meeting with Stain? Oh shit. Interesting. I want to see a freaking meeting with Stain and All Might. Aizawa. Oh, poor All Might, man. Yeah. It's gonna be rough. Man, I'm like tearing up for All Might, just sitting here thinking about poor, like how much I feel bad for him, like that feeling of just, you know, seeing all these kids becoming heroes and something that he's never gonna be able to be again, you know? Oh shit. Yep. Okay. So he's well known in this hospital. Yep. X-Day. Shit. So much build-up. So much excitement. So many things I want to see. I cannot wait for Season 6. But now we have the credits. There might be some stuff after, I don't know, but we will wait and see, of course, as usual. Yeah, I mean, I will definitely say this season, like, isn't my favorite, as, like, if you think about the season as a whole, I love the villain stuff. I even love a lot of different aspects of it, but it's definitely a build-up season, and I definitely don't think that that's a bad thing. I'll get more into why I don't think it's a bad thing, here, and once we're through these credits. So that way I don't get interrupted by some kind of after-credit thingy. Do 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 do. Alright, here we go. Anything else? There is! Of course there is. So pretty. More work study. Oh. So they must all be going on something together. Interesting. Oh, shit. Hey, it's the Endeavor doll. Who's that? Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn. So like, okay, that was it. I wasn't sure. It like just stopped on that last frame for a second. Okay. That is it, guys, for episode 25, the finale of the season. Oh man. So are they setting us up for, like, right off the gate next season, we're gonna be, like, in, you know? Like, that's gonna be awesome. Because you know how sometimes, like, it takes a few episodes for the arc to really get going, but, like, with how much build-up this arc had, there might still be, like, some, like, a couple episodes of setup of, like, whatever they're doing, it looks like it's some just, like, joint exercise to like a mock save people kind of thing, it seems like, yet they yet he had that ominous of like it's about to begin. So I don't know if that means like during this mock exercise that they're doing, shit's gonna hit the fan, you know, which means that next season right away might be freaking crazy. So yeah, before we get into too much of like this episode, I wanted to talk about why I think it's a good thing that this was a build-up season. So first of all, I've said before that I feel like the first half, that whole like, team battle against, Class B was really good to learn Class B's quirks and to see some of the growth of Class A's quirks. Because if they're gonna be getting into this big war with like the students, being a big part of it, then they're not going to want to sit there and teach us another 20 kids' quirks in the middle of like a big war. Now they can like quickly touch base on them, maybe recap us on a couple of them here and there or something, but for the most part we've already seen it, so they don't have to show us again, they don't have to explain it again. They can just get into a fight, and we're going to see Mushroom Girl spewing out mushrooms, and we're not going to be like, well, how does that work? Does it use moisture in the air? Yes, we know it does. Why does she have spray bottles and stuff like that? We're going to know now. And I think that's why the first half of the season is going to be really important going forward. Sure, maybe they could have done it in like a quicker format that wasn't 12 episodes, but I still very much enjoyed that format for it. But yeah, so I've and I also like the idea of us like really delving deep into like all of these important points, because sometimes I feel like some stories will be like within like an episode or two they'll try to show us everything that we just saw in like this second half of the season, building up this meta liberation army and stuff like that. And they'll try to show us all that in like an episode, and it'll feel really like contrived and sped up, and like you can almost feel that they're just like, okay, like, yeah, all this stuff is cool, but you just want to see action, right? So here, let's go to the punchy part, and we don't actually get to spend time. Like here, we got to spend some time with the villains and with Hawks doing his stuff, and I don't feel like I'd feel as connected to like Hawks' story and even like the villain stories if like we just like saw Shigaraki like beat up Redestro and then see him in that chair and like miss out on the character moments with like Twice and Toga and stuff like that, and then also just like maybe like a scene of Hawk sending Endeavor a message and we're being like, oh, he's like some kind of inside man or something cool. They could have like really condensed that down and really like ruined it, in my opinion. So I think the fact that they decided that they were going to take a season and they were going to develop Class B's powers for us to see, and then they were going to develop the villains more and develop, this meta liberation group and Hawks' connection to them and what he's up to and everything, and how it all ties in together, and really like gave us the details and everything. I think it's like a really good thing. And now we can go into the next season and it can be, what maybe this season could have been for like the crazy excitement, except we're gonna have the connections and everything because of the season that make it as, heartfelt and emotional and crazy as it could be. So that's my take on it. I definitely do think it's a good thing of having the season be like more of a build-up season. Okay, so now for getting into some of the stuff in this episode, we know that Nana Shimura's quirk, she had one and it was float. That's interesting. I wonder, because she was like, it did show like one glimpse of her where she was like floating, so I wonder what the extent of it is. Like, can she propel herself forward, or would he have to use One For All's strength doing like air cannons and stuff like that to propel himself? Because I'm wondering, like, why is it called float and not fly? I'm trying to like understand the difference. Like maybe you can jump off a building and you can like float at that altitude, but you can't make yourself go up or down with that quirk alone. But when you mix it with something like Black Whip or just shooting out like some flicks that can, give you momentum, it would like, I guess that would almost be making yourself sort of weightless, almost like what Uraraka can do. But I don't know. Maybe it is more like a fly, and they just didn't want to use the term fly, and you can just like move around. It's gonna be really interesting. I'm excited to learn more about that. So Nana Shimura did have a quirk. So interesting. I'm really excited to get into that. And friggin' Bakugo. I also want to talk about Bakugo a little bit because like I thought about it during this episode, and it's a really interesting way they've developed his character, because a lot of the times when you have a character like Bakugo, you have this like angry yelly boy, right? What they'll do is when they develop that character and they make him what they do is they make him less of an angry yelly boy to make you like him more, kind of thing. You know, that's typically what they do with the angry yelly boy characters on shows. You know, you get to learn like their backstory, and you get to like get development on them, and you start to like them a little bit better. But they also kind of like in a way, it didn't exactly happen the way like I think it normally does. But on ReZero, like Garf was a, you know, that same kind of like yelly boy character, even the same voice actor, you know. But as him and Subaru became more friends, he became more tame, you know, and he didn't do his like yelling voice as much all the time, and he kind of like talked normal and stuff like that. Whereas on here, Bakugo is still just that one note, but instead of getting like this guy's an asshole vibe from him, you get a this is just how he is kind of thing. And I think that's a really interesting like choice for his character that the mangaka decided to go with, is like keep this boy, you know, his typical like angry self. He can't let that go, but he's being constructive with it, you know, like he's sitting there like yelling about these people not cutting the chives right, but then he goes and he helps cut the chives, something that, you know, maybe he wouldn't have done before, but he's still like yelly about it and making fun of people about it, you know. So he still has that like little like ego side of it of like I don't know how to explain it, but he still is going and helping the class, you know, making their food and everything. So it's just like a cool little thing that I was thinking about with his character that just like I don't usually see in characters. Usually they just like quiet him down and make him more likable and change their personality, whereas Bakugo, it kind of like changed the way the audience looks at his personality, but didn't actually change his personality, you know. I do feel like he is more like helpful and working with a team and stuff like that than he was before. So they did change aspects to him. He just still has that like yelliness to him. But I enjoy it. I really I always laugh and say like fucking Bakugo whenever he's like saying shit, but I do really enjoy his character. Sometimes I do think it's a little over the top, like I don't know if he really needed to go on like the rant this episode about like, oh, float, I can already do that with my quirk, so you know you're gonna be behind again, you know, while you're learning how to do something I can already do, I'm gonna get ahead of you. But that's their little like competitive aspect that they're going for with like the whole like proper rivals and everything now. So I do think that was like a little bit over exaggerated from him kind of thing, but I also like that Bakugo was the one to notice that like, oh, you know, none of their quirks were crazy, you know, and that's something that with how much of a fanboy Midoriya is, I think sometimes he gives too much credit to people's quirks and maybe how much they had to work to master it, you know, in a way. Like, because like Black Whips is a fantastic quirk, but it's not anything that could ever fight All for One, you know. Like it would basically, if that guy tried to fight All for One and he didn't, obviously he probably had some strength passed down from One for All, you know, but if he didn't have like the crazy strength of All Might, you know, and he just had those Black Whips, it would be like, you know, when we saw Best Genus try to go up against him, tied him up with his little strings, and it just did literally nothing, you know? So that's just like, I like that Bakugo was the one to like notice that it's like nothing that crazy, you know? But obviously when you combine it with this the strength, like we saw Midoriya already doing some cool stuff where he pulled a bunch of the robots together and then kicked through them all, you know? So little things like that, I think it's gonna really add to the fight choreography and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a cool little thing too. And we might as well use that segue with Best Jeanist to talk about that. So Best Jeanist was in that bag, assuming that was him. Even Dabi said, you know, if this is really him, or even if this isn't him, you still killed someone. So what he's saying is, even if, like, that's a fake body, it's probably still the body of a person that maybe they somehow made look like him, you know? Which means that that's still involved in getting a body, you know? So he still made that point, you know? So I'm curious how all that went down, you know? Did he just knock him out, and then, you know, the government just, like, hid him somewhere away, locked him up or something for now to keep him out of sight, and that way, Hawks can get, you know, in more by making sure that Best Jeanist doesn't show up again, kind of thing, and they can really think he's gone, or I wonder what happened there, you know? It's gonna be pretty interesting, I think, to really delve into that idea too. But yeah, I don't want to believe that that's Best Jeanist. Too much bad shit has happened to that poor guy. I don't want to think that, you know, he just said, like, oh, it's for the good of the world. It just killed him and stuffed him in a bag, you know? Best Jeanist needs better than that. And we also have the build-up of Bakugo wanting to, you know, tell Best Jeanist his name and everything before he tells anyone else, and that whole heartfelt stuff. And if Best Jeanist is really dead, Bakugo's never gonna get to do that, you know? And I think that would be a really interesting story moment for Bakugo if, like, he found out that Best Jeanist was really dead, you know, if that was the case. But I don't know. But I did want to go back in this episode and see, towards the end, we had them all eating and stuff, and they said, like, it was, like, Invisible Girl, and there was, like, a bowl there, and it looked like the bowl disappeared, and I don't know if that was, like, her getting in front of it, or, like, some perspective thing. Yeah, here. Yeah, there's a pot here of food. Yeah, she, like, refracted the light around the pot and made it invisible. I'm not crazy. Yeah, okay. Damn, so that's something... They didn't even show that earlier. They showed that she was able to redirect his beam and stuff like that, unless I missed something in the combat scene. But she was actually able to make something else invisible by refracting the light around it, I guess. So that's super interesting. I wonder how that works and how much she can do it. Like, does she have to touch it? Is it within proximity? Like, how much of a proximity within her? Like, could she make an entire person invisible, but how far from that person could they go, kind of thing? You know, but, like, what else can she make invisible? Could she, like, if she got good at it and could do it from, like, range, you know? Could she refract the light around, like, Bakugo's fire or something, so that way there's, like, an invisible attack coming at you and you don't even know it's coming at you? Or something like that? That's, like, some crazy shit that she could do with that. That's really cool. I'm glad I saw that right and I wasn't just crazy. But yeah, damn. So many little things this episode. Like, the whole All Might bit had me really emotional. Just the idea of a poor All Might not being able to, you know, fight like he once did, and he sees all these young heroes coming up and being able to use their powers for good and save people, and it's like he's living vicariously through them, but also these freaking little bugs. But also realizing, like, not only is he living vicariously through them, but he's also realizing, like, what he's lost by being around them, you know? Like, it's obviously he loves being a teacher and he loves like raising these kids and everything to be strong, but there's probably a small part of him that, kind of like what Aizawa said, where it's like an addiction, where like you give up smoking, but then you hang around people that smoke all the time, and you just sit there and think about it. It's probably a constant reminder of, what he's lost, and being a hero was such a big part of his identity, and him losing that has got to be rough, and now he sees, like, we even had earlier in the episode where Midoriya was, going on ahead and fighting, and he said, like, you don't look back anymore, and he's like, that's right, you don't need to look back anymore, kind of thing. It's really sad because I think that was, like, kind of his realization of, like, not that Midoriya is surpassing him, but that Midoriya doesn't need him as much anymore, and I think he's starting to think about, like, well, where do I fit in here? And then he's, sitting there on that bench saying, like, I decided to live, but, like, what does living mean when I don't have, like, this power that I've, relied on and stuff like that? So, I don't know, it really just started to hit me to just see, like, it just reminds me of, like, an old retired vet that just can't do things that, like, younger kids can do and stuff like that. I don't know. But there was something about it that really got me, like, I started getting a little teary-eyed and stuff like that was just thinking about that. Like, I never really, like, gave it much thought as to All Might's perspective into all this, and how much it could be hurting him to see, these kids pursuing their dreams when he can't anymore, kind of thing, But, oh man. They also teased at the idea of a meeting between All Might and Stain being postponed. I wonder what that will be like, and what they want to try to get out of him, because Stain didn't really work with the League of Villains. Like, they tried to rope Stain into being a part of the League of Villains, and he, like, never really ended up joining, so, like, I don't think it'd be for League of Villains info, so I wonder what it is that maybe Stain had some kind of connection to Meta Liberation Army, because that's kind of, like, in a way, kind of similar ideals to Stain, but not quite, so I wonder if, I don't know, is it the same ideals? Stain wanted, like, the only heroes to be, like, true heroes, like All Might, Whereas a lot of the heroes these days are just about, like, the fame and glory. Whereas Meta Liberation Army kind of wants everyone to be heroes, so that means no one's a hero, kind of thing. So I guess that doesn't exactly line up, But I don't know. I wonder what that encounter would be like, and I just love the idea of seeing, an All Might that has no power talking to someone who, wanted All Might to, like, All Might's the only one that's worthy to kill him. Like, what has Stain been thinking about all this time, like, being in prison and stuff like that? Like, does he still, like, stand for his ideology, like, how has he reflected back on it at all? Like, what would a calm and rational conversation with Stain be like, And the idea of that has me pumped as hell, and I can't wait to see it. I'm hoping that's teased at, like, next season. We're gonna see that at some point, but yeah. Oh man. So we got, like, some rescue operation teased at, a joint work study thing that they're doing. A bunch of them are together, and they're gonna be going into the city and rescuing people. Now, what name did they use on the little boy? That like doll was in the opening, and I thought that was, like, Hawks' doll, and it might still have been. But what did they call him? Because he seems like why would they show that? I don't know. It seemed like it's important. It was after the credits, right? It somehow seems like it's pretty important, but I don't know, like... Okay, so we're at, like, an All Might monument. Dai is his name. You think you can do your best in first grade? So I feel like we've seen this little boy somewhere, too. Is he in the outro? Or the opening or something? I feel like I've seen this little boy somewhere. Die. Just looking at the All Might statue, thinking he can do it. There are heroes at the foot of that mountain. We'll be evacuating residents here in the back. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what that little boy was. It's probably something, but if I like jump through the credits a little bit, I wonder if he like, I don't know where I feel like I've seen that boy before. Frickin' bugs. Yeah, see, like, the little doll here at the very beginning of the outro, and then someone picks it up. I just assumed that was Hawks, because I think we see him, like, holding an Endeavor doll, or whatever, at one point, but, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. The whole stuff between with the doctor, finding out that he was kind of like, seemed to be, at least based off what he said, the one that came up with the quark singularity idea, and no one listened to it, you know, yet it's seeming more and more prevalent. So he might have just been like a conspiracy theorist that, you know, it's coming true. Like, he's even looking at Shigaraki and seeing, you know, Shigaraki has this power that's destroying his body as he uses it. Midoriya using One for All that's been passed down, destroying his body using it, you know? Like, some of these, like, kids' powers are just becoming more and more powerful and, interesting, so, Here we go. Here's the opening. I'm trying to, like, skip through the opening real fast just to see if there was anything, Oh, the All Might sitting on the bench looking up was in the opening. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I saw that boy somewhere before, but I think I'm just crazy. I think I'm just imagining things. I think I just saw the doll and correlated that, you know, and was like, wait, have I seen it? But yeah, I skimmed through it, so I very well could have missed a frame of that boy or something, because I didn't want to sit here and watch through the opening and ending again. But either way, but yeah, like, I just, especially the second half of this season has been incredible, you know. Like, I already kind of talked about the first half, and like the first half of this second half too, and everything. So like, from like episode like 1 to, you know, 17 or whenever this like My Villain Academia started, all of that stuff was, you know, build up and stuff like that, and I very much enjoyed it. It's been a fun season. Like I said, it's obviously not like All Might versus, you know, All for One kind of deal and stuff like that, but it's definitely, you know, building up for an epic, you know, battle coming up in hopefully season 6, you know. So, but yeah, we have Shigaraki getting whatever this power is that even, like, they weren't successful in attaining for All for One. I actually did kind of want to see that scene again, because one of the lines, for at least for my version, went by so incredibly quickly, right, that it, like, really threw me off. Where was that? Was that, that was more towards the beginning, wasn't it? It was before we went back to the heroes. It was before the opening even, right? Signs of that already showed up for the, since he could see, use multiple quirks, he knew the problem with capacity was serious. So kind of like saying, you know, because what he was saying was like the systems weren't able to keep up with the evolution of quirks, so he's saying like inevitably the human body wouldn't be able to keep up either. So that's what he's talking about with capacity, I think. You're like a kid waiting for Christmas. Yeah, I'm overflowing with dreams and hope. Starting now for 4 months, you will feel hellish pain. Is this after or before? Shit. Once you get through it, you'll have everything in the palm of your hand. Right. I think the next line I missed because I was so busy looking at this art because it's freaking crazy looking. So even one for all. Of everything all for one wanted, it was the only power that didn't go the way he wanted. Okay. I guess I did kind of see it all then. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I didn't miss anything. I thought there was a line there that I didn't read fully, but I guess I got the gist of it. So whatever this power that's being given to Shigaraki is basically something that All for One wanted pretty badly, and it didn't quite work out for him. And I wonder if that has to do with how the bodies evolved to handle quirks, or has the scientist's research just gotten better to the point where he can actually do whatever it is now more effectively than when he tried it on All for One. I'm really curious to see what this power boost is going to mean for Shigaraki. Is it basically just going to make it so he can use his power without hurting himself, Or is it going to be, handling multiple quirks? Is he going to become this, this perfect Nomu that they've been striving for that gets to keep its personality and everything, its faculties intact, while still having multiple quirks kind of thing? I don't know. I'm very curious as to what Shigaraki is going to be like after this, I do want to say something that I did miss, and it's a pretty big miss for me. I miss things sometimes. Sometimes they're not too important, and other times I will admit, I talk during the reactions sometimes because, that's the point of reacting. If I just sat here and didn't say a word the whole time, then... but every now and then because of that I'll miss something, and one of the big things that I missed was that the name when All for One was naming Shigaraki in the Shigaraki's backstory, when he gave him the name Tomura Shigaraki, Shigaraki is actually, he said that was his name, so he gave him his last name, so that's pretty crazy. That's like a big thing that, we never knew All for One's name, and now we know that his last name is Shigaraki, and that he passed that down to Tomura here is pretty huge and pretty significant. And I missed, it was one little line, they went over it real fast. It was just from now on you'll be known as, Tomura Shigaraki, and he's I think the line said Shigaraki is my name or something, and it was just a real fast line that I was watching another reaction go through a few weeks after the episode had aired, and I had watched it, and I realized that I had just totally missed it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that I missed something that huge, So I apologize for that, but, it's the nature of reactions. Every now and then you miss things, and every now and then you get unlucky, and it's a really important thing, But anyways, yeah, this has been a great season. As usual, I am super excited for the next season, as I've said many times. I imagine it's gonna be, some crazy-ass fights that are going to be on the level of what all the other crazy fights have been in this show. I guess I didn't mention Eri at all. I was wrapping things up here. So Eri's horn is acting up, so they didn't really go into too much of, what that means. Aizawa kind of went in there and was just like, hey, don't worry, you're here at UA, Kind of we'll keep you safe kind of thing, but we never really went back to that. Did he, use his quirk to alleviate her pain, temporarily, or are they just gonna have to wait and see or whatever? But I guess that that buildup that her quirk does is now hitting that point where it could snowball and, you know, go out of control at any moment. So they built that up for something, you know. I wonder if that's going to come into play with everything that's happening, you know, or what. But oh man, and we got to see Mirio at the very end too. Our little boy. I want to see him get his quirk back, and I want to see him be a hero so bad. He's like one of my favorite characters. Ugh. Like, I wonder. I highly doubt they're building that up. Like, I feel like it's too soon. I feel like she still needs to gain control of her power. I don't think it can quite. I don't think she can get his power back yet. Even though I'd love it, but I also think it's a little too soon to be like, oh, she can suddenly control it, you know? So, but hopefully maybe they can try to teach her, you know, with all the people at UA and all the experience they have with training kids with many different types of quirks. Hopefully they have some advice for her that can really help, you know. So anyway, we're going to end it on that, guys. Amazing episode. I absolutely loved it. Amazing season. Obviously, could have been better. Not my favorite season. After I just said it, it was amazing. But I think the build-up, I think when you pair this season with what's to come, it's going to be amazing to watch through it all, you know? So, anyways, that's going to be it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed. Check out, or hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. I very much appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow and everything. And also check out the description if you want more content from me. I have a Patreon. You can support me on there. And you also get early access to some of my other shows, as well as Patreon exclusives. If you decide to go for that tier, where you get to see shows like Cowboy Bebop, Black Sails, Reincarnated Slime Season 2, whatever is going to replace Reincarnated Slime Season 2, because I just finished that up as well. So keep an eye out for all that. The link should be popping up on the screen, or it's in the description below. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.